Hello everyone, so welcome to my new video, and in this video we're just going to start our recording for our blogs. Before going to start, we want to change our attributes, because if I check out the markup of our blocks, you can see this is our single items. That's mean the single counter, and by default there are 4 items. We can increase these items or decrease, like user can use 2 single counters or 1 single counter, or it can be 3 times or 4 times. So we have to give an option so that user can add number of single counter as per his needs. So if you want to do this, we can consider all of this counter like as an array. So I just want to change my attributes from here. So as you can see, there is our icons, there is our counter prefix, this is our counter number and suffix, and finally we have a content counter title like this. So if we check out the designs from here, we can see this is our icons, this is our prefix, suffix, and this is our title. There are total 4 items here. So if I check out and want to organize inside an array all of this content, so instead of this and this, just I want to give all of these items in an array, and I want to make it repeatable so that user can add a multiple counter as per his needs. So if we want to do this, instead of using all of this, we have to consider an array, like we can call it our counter items, like this one. So this counter items attributes will be an array. So I just want to type this is an array, and default by default value will be blank array like this. Okay, so inside this counter items we'll pass all of these 4 items, 1 2 3 and 4 items, and each items will be an object. The object will have 4 options. One is the prefix, number, suffix, and title. Okay, it will be something like this one. If I show you an example like this, it will be like this prefix. You can call it prefix like this. By default, we can pass any value or give in blank, and then it will be number like 100. And suffix, and it can be auto title. By default title we can give it to blank. This will be our array. I think you understood this. Instead of using all of this, we will use this one so that user can make user can use it like as a repeater. I mean, user will be able to repeat this single counter and add multiple times as per his needs. So I want to just remove all of these 4 items and these attributes, and you can see this is just going to be a long. So I want to keep all of these attributes in a separate file. We can call it the attributes. So I just want to take a new file called the attributes.js, and we can call constraints attributes. This can be an object, and we will export this attributes. So this is our attributes. If we select this, okay, just simply remove from here and go back to this attributes. I have to go here, just need to replace. Okay, This is a normal JavaScript object, so we have to remove. We can easily like I want to transform it. Okay, now it is formatted. Now it is a JavaScript object, normal JavaScript object. So we have to import this inside the index.js. Let us try to add to this one, like import attributes from attribute, and we can pass attributes here. Now go back to this this control items. Where is the control item? Where is this one? And to give a to the top so that we can easily understand what is happening here. So simply copy it, and if I go back to the edit.js, and instead of using prefix, suffix, number and title, we're just going to use a single attributes, that is an array. Okay, so if we console logs this array, like console.log counter items, we'll see it is totally blank object, blank array. So I want to remove this from our set function. If I remove this one and this 3, instead of this we are just going to use counter items. So everything is fine. Let us try to run our npm. So npm start. So it is running successfully. Now go back to our editor, like this is our editor. If I update and inspect, try to refresh, and to see the result, we can see it is totally blank. Right now there is no data. There is a zero data where number is to the 10, prefix and suffix, something like this. Maybe we have passed a default value here. If we go back, you can see this is our default value. We can also just simply hide this one if we don't pass any default values, like this, and try to refresh again. Then we'll see a blank array, and you can see there is no data. So we can pass a default value or not. It is totally up to you. So what we're just going to do this right now. I want to create an options here. We will add in button so that user can add a new counter item. So we can call this is our counter items, and this our text domain. Let us try to pick this strictly counter block. So just simply replace. So I just want to create a button, like can be our button. This is our button component, like add counter items, or we can say just add an items, like this one. So let us try to add the parent, like it can be parent or primary, and so what will happen when we click on this button. We'll just push a new object to our array, or we can also append this array with a new object. So let us try to do this. We will click first, try to keep all of these previous control items inside variables. It can be our new items. So it will give all of the previous counter items using this split operator. Then we're just going to add a new push. We're just going to push a new object. This can be like suffix or prefix. it can be our prefix text by default. Counter can be 100, or you can also consider it like a text, no problems at all. Or we can give this text 100. And suffix can be our only suffix, and we can pass title, can be title like this. And finally we just will set attribute with our new items. Okay, we have to import this button component from our components. I'm just going to use a button. That's it. Now go back to our editor and refresh to see what is happening inside here. Right now you can see it is total blank, but there is a new button that is giving an option to add a new item. If I click on this, I can see there is new items is added with our default values like the prefix, and counter, suffix, something like this. If I again click on this, then we can see there are 2 items are added. That means we have 2 items in our array. That means 2 objects inside this array, like this one. So it is working fine. If we just simply blend all of this, like counter items, if we'll check if there is any counter items, and counter items, then we'll pass a map function to see single items. Just I want to print a normal information, like we just want to print item that's prefix, like prefix is this. And if we print the counter, suffix, and this title here. So if I know update to see, that we will see there are 2 items. First one is this one, and this is our second one. And again if we press, then we see there is a new item is added to here. Again press, then 4 number items is added to here. And if I update, I will see all that are set. That's why it is working fine, but there is no option to edit all of this content here. So we need an option to update this information. So how can we get these options? So first we have to go to our markup. This is our main markup. Single items markup is here. So we need an options also for adding the icons. We will add this option later, no worries about it. 1, 2, 3. Suffix, number, after that means suffix, title. Do we need any prefix? 1, 2, 3. No, we don't need to have any prefix. We can call it suffix. That's why we can instead of this prefix we can call it our icon. I think that will be better. Like we can call it icon. Right now we can call it simply a text. We will replace this in the future, so don't worry about it. So it can be our icon, normal icon, this. Okay, and if you refresh to see this, is it working fine or not, we'll see that it is working fine. So icon is counter. We'll update to this icon. There is no value. Why there is no value? Icon, we can call it X icon. Okay, so try to remove and refresh to see icons. Refresh, I can add this, and first what, there is no items available. Add 1, 2, 3. Like you can see, it is adding successfully. Let us try to update all of this information based on our markup. You can see this is our single markup. It is an HTML format. We have to change it to JSX. So we search HTML to JSX converter. There is a lot of converter available in our lines. I like this one. So just paste, and you can see this is our JSX. So I'm just going to copy, and if I go to here and paste here like this one. So this is our single counter. We have to pass a key here like index. Okay, first we have to change the icon. We want to keep this icon right now like this icon. We'll update it later, not worry about it. So first we have to change this counter number and this the suffix. So we'll check this counter number as the counter item dot counter, this count is available or not. If there is a counter, then just simply do it and print attended counter. Similarly, in case of this one, you have to check for the suffix. If there is suffix, then you have to add suffix here like this. And if you check out, the class name is our title author. Okay, and similarly, just go back here to change, check this one. Now let's check if title is available, then just print it here like this, and it will be our title. Now we're just using our own markup, but there are some problems because when it is a parent container, you can see this is our parent container is counter wrapper. We need this class. By default, if we go back to here to see the result, you will see that we have a common class that is coming from our block editor by default. If we check out this one, and we can see the name of this main block is .block city or counter. So we'll use this class. So instead of using this class, we have to use this class here. So if we go to the source file, we just want to update this one like this. So this is our CSS from here. I want to just copy all of this CSS from here, and now go back to our standard source and just want to update. So I'm going to use inside this. Now everything was okay. If I go back to refresh to see the results, so what is happening inside this, and you can see now it is working fine. There were 3 items. If I press to add another items, and you can see our 4 items is added successfully. But these are static data, these are not dynamic data. I means we can't change this data at all. So we made the same structure in our front end. If we go back to this front end, you can see it is like just sub function or subtext. Let us try to update this one from here, like go back to the sub function, try to update from here, and now go back to this editor panels, and we can see recovery. So update and try to refresh. You can see it is working fine. So we have added our content as per our needs, but now we need to make this text, icons, title, everything need to be editable. Even with an options to update our content, delete our content. So we will add this functionality in the next video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can let me know, and I will share the HTML file and the GitHub repository. You will find out the repository links in the video description. Thank you.